When I moved into my new apartment, the first thing I noticed was how quiet it was. Not the kind of quiet that comes from thick walls or considerate neighbors. It was heavy, unnatural. I brushed it off. After all, it was cheap, close to work, and I was tired of couch surfing. The first night was normal. I unpacked, made a frozen pizza, and scrolled on my phone until I fell asleep. The second night, things changed. At around 2:43 a.m., I woke up to a ding, a message notification. I squinted at my phone. No name, just a number I didn't recognize. "Are you awake?" I stared at it for a moment, a knot forming in my stomach. Probably a wrong number, I thought. I locked my phone and rolled over. Ding. "I can see you." My mouth went dry. I sat up slowly, heart hammering in my chest. The apartment was dark, save for the glow of a street lamp filtering through the blinds. Another ding. "Don't move." I froze. The air in the room felt colder, heavier. I strained my ears, listening for any sound. A creak, a shuffle, anything. Silence. I glanced at my phone again, hands shaking, and texted back, "Who is this?" 3 dots appeared. Typing, typing, typing. Finally, the reply came, "Look outside." I didn't want to. Every instinct in my body screamed to stay put, to throw the phone across the room and hide under the covers like a child. But my legs moved on their own. I crept toward the window and, hesitating, pulled the blinds apart just enough to peek through. The street was empty. Just my old sedan parked across the street. Just the dark windows of the building opposite mine. Just wait. In the reflection of the window, I could see my room, my bed, my desk, me, standing there, and something behind me. A shape, tall, thin, impossibly dark, as if it sucked the light from the room. It had no face, no features, just a void where a person should be. I spun around. Nothing. Empty room? I backed away from the window, grabbing my phone. Ding. Too slow. Suddenly, all the lights in the apartment went out. The faint hum of the fridge, the buzz of the ceiling fan. Gone. I was plunged into suffocating darkness. I stumbled for the door, yanking it open, but the hallway was dark too. Darker than it should have been, as if the building itself had been swallowed. Ding. Behind you? I didn't look. I ran. Down the stairs, barefoot and breathless, heart in my throat. I didn't stop until I was outside, in the pale, flickering streetlight. I dared to glance at my phone one last time, one final message. You can't run from home. I left everything. My phone, my clothes, even my car. I never went back. And sometimes late at night, I still get messages. No number, no name, just a simple text. Come home. About a year ago, my grandfather passed away. We were close, he practically raised me. Losing him hit me harder than I expected. A few weeks after his funeral, I was going through old voicemails to hear his voice again. You know how people say you forget the sound of someone's voice after a while? I didn't want that to happen. So I sat there, late at night, just replaying his old messages. Most were simple: birthday wishes, reminders to call him back, little check-ins. Then I saw one I didn't recognize. No date, no timestamp, just unknown caller. Curious, I hit play. At first, there was nothing, just static, faint and crackling. I almost deleted it, thinking it was a glitch, but then, underneath the static, I heard it, my grandfather's voice. But it wasn't like the others. It was low, urgent, almost a whisper. I could barely make out the words, "Don't stay there." The message ended. No goodbye, no explanation, just silence. Chills ran down my spine. I replayed it over and over, trying to make sense of it. The more I listened, the clearer it seemed. Don't stay there. I didn't know what to do with it. Part of me wanted to believe it was a mistake, an old, corrupted voicemail. But another part couldn't shake the feeling that it was something more, a warning. That night I couldn't sleep. Every creak of the house, every shadow felt heavier. I eventually dozed off around 3 a.m., restless and cold. At 4:12 a.m., the smoke alarms went off. I woke up choking on smoke. The living room was already in flames. Electrical fire, they said later, faulty wiring. If I hadn't woken up when I did, the firefighters said, I wouldn't have made it out. I lost everything in the fire. Photos, keepsakes, even my phone. But sometimes I wonder, if I hadn't listened to that voicemail, hadn't stayed awake tossing and turning, would I have heard the alarms in time? And sometimes, late at night, when the world is quiet and my new phone is lying on my bedside table, it lights up. Unknown caller. No ringtone, no voicemail. Just silence. Waiting.
I used to take the late bus home from work. It was cheap, empty, always the same driver, an older guy with a gray beard and a quiet nod. Most nights, I was the only passenger. The route passed through some rough areas, boarded up shops, graffiti-covered walls, empty streets lit by flickering streetlights. One night, everything felt off. When the bus pulled up, the doors squealed open and I climbed aboard. But the driver? He didn't nod. He just stared straight ahead, hands gripping the wheel tight enough to turn his knuckles white. I found a seat halfway back and settled in, figuring maybe he'd had a bad day. The bus pulled away, rumbling through the empty streets. About 10 minutes in, I noticed something strange. We weren't following the usual route. No familiar landmarks, no turns where there should have been turns. I leaned forward. Hey, wrong way, I said. The driver didn't react, didn't even blink. I stood up, walked toward the front. Hey, you missed my stop. Still nothing. That's when I saw it. In the driver's side mirror, a reflection. But it wasn't the driver's face. It was mine, staring back at me. But my reflection, it was smiling. I stumbled back, heart pounding, and grabbed the emergency cord. No response. The bus just kept moving, faster now. Outside the windows, the streets blurred. Not buildings anymore, just a dark, endless stretch of road. No turns, no intersections, no end in sight. I banged on the doors, shouted, but nothing. The driver, or whatever it was, just drove. And my reflection grinned wider, its eyes gleaming in the mirror. I don't know how long I sat there, frozen. Minutes, hours. Eventually the bus slowed, creaked to a stop. The doors hissed open. I didn't wait. I bolted, ran as fast as I could without looking back. When I finally stopped, I was standing in front of my apartment building. But the bus was gone. No taillights, no rumble of an engine, just silence. I quit the late shift the next day. Now, I always drive myself. But sometimes, late at night, when I check my rearview mirror, I swear, for a second, I see myself grinning back.